So you're looking for a broker and you can't decide who to go for. You want one from a reliable, trustworthy firm. Introducing TSG Brokers, backed by the 5%ers. It's a leading prop firm, combining professional grade tools, transparent trading conditions, and a global community of traders. Let's see what they have to offer. Here we are on the homepage for TSG Brokers. You can scroll down and have a look here. Spreads as low as 0.0 pips. Commissions from $0. 300 plus assets available, it says. For trading environment, it seems to be MetaTrader 5 or their own TSG trade. TSG have varying accounts available depending on what your initial deposit is. So if you deposit €100, you have a basic account with spreads from 0.3. If your initial deposit is €1,000, you have a standard account with spreads from 0.2. Should you deposit €5,000 initially, then your spreads will be 0.2 also. The commissions on stocks will be less. So TSG offers 6 account levels, ranging from basic, standard, expert, ECN, VIP, and professional, each with varying benefits depending on what your initial deposit is. If you're starting small, go for the basic with a deposit of €100. Your spreads are from 0.3 and your commissions on stocks from 0.15. If you deposit €1,000, the spreads drop to 0.2, with commissions from stocks going to 0.12%. Should you deposit €5,000 or more, spreads drop to 0.2 and commissions 0.09%. They then have 3 other higher accounts. One's called ECN. You need to deposit €15,000 for that, spreads from 0. Commissions on stocks 0.09. You have a VIP account should you deposit €25,000, spreads from 0.1 and commissions 0.06. Last in the list is the professional account if you deposit €50,000, 0 spreads and 0.06 on commissions on stocks. We go down to the bottom here and click on the About Me. You can see some information about the company. It's authorised and regulated by the Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission. Go into the FAQs, you can find out a lot more information about them here. TSG Brokers is an STP, straight-through processing broker, owned and operated by TSG Brokers Limited, a company authorised and regulated by Cyprus Security and Exchange Commission. It says in the second paragraph there, we are powered by the fivers. In the second paragraph there, it says it's powered by the fivers, and it says a leading prop firm, combining professional grade tools, transparent trading conditions, and a global community of traders. It goes on to give you a bit more information here. What is an STP broker? STP stands for straight-through processing. What makes them different from other brokers? They're powered by the 5%ers, backed by a leading prop firm, providing professional grade tools, access to global trading community. Wide range of assets, 300 plus instruments it says. We'll have a look at those in a minute. Transparent and secure trading and direct market access. There's a bit about how they're regulated here, so that's always good to see. I'll let you read that in your own time. They're easily contactable. You can give them a ring or send an email to support, plus the online form. Back on the homepage here, if you go over to trading, we have instruments, and you can see we can trade forex, metals, indices, commodities, and cryptocurrencies and stocks. Platforms are MetaTrader 5 and our own TSG Trade Web. Under tools, we have an economic calendar. So as you'd expect, it gives you all the economic news coming out. We're currently on 22nd of December. In the education section, there's an FX glossary and a blog. Let's have a quick look at those. The FX glossary is what you'd expect. Definition of terms used, bar chart, barrier level, base rate. To say about the base rate, the lending rate of the central bank of a given country. Let's have a look at Bollinger Bands, a tool used by technical analysis. A band plotted 2 standard deviations on either side of a simple moving average, which often indicates support and resistance levels. So if you're not sure on some of your terms and meanings, have a quick look through there. Let's have a quick look at the blog site. So on the TSG blog site now, what have they got to say? Let's have a look. So on the blog here, we've got currencies and commodity currencies worldwide. Is STP trading better for beginners? What is STP Forex Broker? A guide to trading. Best STP Forex brokers for beginners. STP versus ECN. And you can sign up there to get notified of new articles. Clicking on any of those takes you through to the blog where you can read all the information. There's a lot of writing in that one. Currencies and commodity currencies worldwide. So if you like a good read, have a look through those blogs. It's all the legal stuff on terms and conditions. I'll let you look through them yourself. We've already had a look at the About. Let's have a look at the trading platform. Now they offer 2. They offer MT5 and their own trading platform. Let's have a look at their own platform. That'll be more fun. So as you can see, we're on their web-based platform here. You have a light mode and a dark mode you can flick between. Personally, I always trade in the dark mode. Let's flick over to dark mode and we'll have a look through. One thing I instantly do like is this sentiment thing. Now, I'm not sure how it's calculated, but you can see on this particular pair we're on now, Aussie CAD, we're on the 4-hour chart on Aussie CAD. Just change that to daily. Daily chart, Aussie CAD. You can see the sentiment is 63% sells and 37% buys. So it's got a bear and a bull sentiment instantly there. The other thing I quite like about this platform is you can click on the information here and it gives you all the information about that pair. But you don't have to do that on each pair. As you flick through them, it stays on the information instead of flicking back to the chart. So you can quickly flick through all your assets and check out the relevant information. So back on Aussie CAD here, you can see the swaps on the buys are 0 and the swaps on the sells are minus 8.1. You can also see the leverage on Aussie CAD here is 1 to 100. But if we flick to other pairs, let's find another pair, say Aussie dollar. Maybe we need one which isn't Aussie. Let's find another pair. Right, so we look at the pound dollar. You can see here the leverage is now 1 to 100 and it's negative swaps minus 3.8 for buys and minus 4.3 for sells. You can see the sentiment over here is generally for sells, 73% sells, 23% buys. So I do like this sentiment thing. This is really cool. Let's have a look at euro dollar. Again, leverage 1 to 100. The buy swaps are negative 13 and the sell swaps are 0. So if you're swinging that, maybe you want to try and sell it. But as you can see from the sentiment indicator, only 26% of people are selling and 74% are buying. So we flick back to the charts now, change that back to the daily. So you can see we're on the daily for euro dollar and you can flick through them really easy like that. Pay attention to the sentiments here. And then if you wish to place an order, it's really easy as well. Everyone else is buying, so what we're going to do, let's sell. We're going to click on sell and then we need a stop loss. So we need to know where to position this stop loss. So let's have a look. 1.1817. So if we change this to rates here, we can actually type in the amount. 1.1817, I think we said. There you go. So there's the stop loss for us. Where's our target going to be? This is not an actual trade. This is just an example of how to use the platform. And we'll make sure we're on sell, not buy. So say our target's going to be back down here at these lows, 1.147. So we need to activate take profit as well here. It would be nice if we could just drag that down. Maybe that's a future update for them. But for now, let's change that from pips to rate. And what was our level again? 1.1473. 1.1473. There you go. You see our take profits down there. Now it calculates everything for you, so that's really handy as well. It's one of my big concerns when it comes to these things is they don't tell you how much you're risking from your entry point to your stop loss. Talking of entry points, we actually have to tell it when to enter the chart. At the moment it is at market price. So we want it to enter the short once it's pulled back to here, say. So 1.76. So I'm going to enter that price there. 1.1760. So that's set. So we now know that the order is going to enter here. And we can draw a line there, I think. Let's have a look. There we go. That's our entry point marked up and our stop loss there. So if we come back down here now, you can see exactly what we're risking. If we're going to trade one lot, you can see we'll be risking $570 with a potential gain of $2,870 on this particular trade setup. Which remember is just me placing things randomly. So we dropped the lot size down because that seems a bit high to me. 0.05. So if you've got a smaller account there, you can instantly see it's changed. So you're now risking $28.50 with a potential gain of $143.50. You can zoom out a little bit. There we go, that's a bit better. You can see my line is very wonky. There you go. I'm sure there's better ways to do that. So there you go, that's a potential trade idea if you were to short. But as we noted before, most people are long in EU. And that's it, and then you click that. I don't actually have an open account, so I can't place the trade. So we're just having a look today. So going over to the other assets you can trade here, there's a whole list of the normal FX pairs you'd expect to see, and lots of funny pairs as well. Dropping this menu down here, you can see we can flick to indices. We've got the German 40 there. General sentiment is sell with 62% and 38% buying. Again, you can click over to the information here and see your leverage would be 1 to 67, and your swaps are negative for buys and zeros for sells. You can go to JPN and see the same here. Sentiment 61% sell, 39% buy. What else do they have to offer? Commodities. Let's have a look at commodities. We know silver and gold is skyrocketing at the moment, so let's have a quick look at silver. So clicking on silver here, you can see the silver versus dollar. It gives you the spot price of $69. It's about 51 British pounds at the moment. Leverage 1 to 33. And if you're buying it, which everyone is, the swaps are negative, -8. If you were to sell it, the swaps are 0. If we have a look over at the sentiment here, you can clearly see 73% of people are buying it and 27% are selling, which definitely matches with the current atmosphere when it comes to gold and silver. If we have a look at the chart for silver, change that to a daily, it's pretty clear everyone's buying silver and gold at the moment. That's silver, that's gold, both on the daily chart there. Go back to silver. You can see the sentiment shows where it's buys. Let's say we wanted to sell silver. It's just a matter of clicking sell. We need a stop loss, which this time it's doing pips, shall we? Let's do 200 pip stop loss. We're going to put a take profit. Again, we're doing pips this time. You can enter the actual chart price. We'll go for a 2 to 1. So we've got a stop loss of 200 pips and a take profit 400 pips. Maybe we think it's going to drop down to here. Let's increase that to 800 pips. So we're going to go against the trend and try and catch the short from here, which I don't think would be a great idea, but let's just see what it looks like. Our entry point is currently at market price, which is here. And then as you can see, we'd be risking $10,000 to make $4,000. So we need to reduce this lot size down quite a lot. Let's drop it down to 0.05. That's better. Now we're risking $500 for a potential profit of $2,000. Depends on the account size, adjust that. Adjust the lot size accordingly. So 0.01 lot's the smallest quantity there. Across 200 pips, you'd be risking $100 for a potential profit of $400. Should silver drop by this quite large amount on the daily chart. And that's it, and that's how you place trades on there. So I quite like that. Let's have a look at the shares now. So if you come over here, you can see Apple's currently closed. We're on the daily chart for Apple. Sentiment is generally buy with 64% and sell 36%. Again, you can change it to the information section, which I quite like looking. So maybe when you're scanning through your shares and stocks and indices and everything else, you keep it on the information section, have a look at the information here, have a look at the sentiment, and then go to the chart and see, is there a potential trade coming up? This is on the 1 minute chart there. Apple's currently closed, so we can't do anything anyway. But there you go, there's a 15-minute chart and a 1 hour chart coming down on a 1 hour chart. Have a look at it daily, it's generally up, currently in a pullback. Possible level here to trade from. Should it come down to here, maybe you should take a long from down there. So we could do that by setting our entry price of 265.78. 265.78, that's set down there. We'll set a stop loss. Where are we going to put our stop loss? 26274. Let's just do pips. 50 pip stop loss. Do take profit back up to here, 287. So we'll change that to rates. Enter the value, 287. Let's actually type in a stop loss, I think, 26366. So change that to rates, 26366. There you go. So if we did a market order there for stop loss there and take profit there, we'd be risking $2.12 to make $21. So potentially we'd want to increase our lot size here. Let's go to 10 lots. That's better. So risking $21 with a potential profit of $212. Our entry point is 265.78, which is all the way down here. Hence the big difference there. Would be nice if it marked up the entry points here, but that's okay. You can always draw one of our funny lines on. And that's it for shares. You can flick through more. And then should you be into your cryptocurrency, which I haven't traded for a long time, but I did used to back in 2020, I think. You have a classic Bitcoin. Current sentiment is 68% shorts and 32% longs. So have a look at the information here. So you get lower leverage on crypto as you'd expect. It's 1 to 7. Negative swaps in both directions, but more so in the buy direction. Maybe that means it's going to go back up. Who knows? So let's have a look back at the chart there, and you got all the usual ones. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other bits and bobs in the crypto there. One of the better things here is you can create a favorites list. So as you go down these pairs, if you just click on the star next to any of these, it'll add it to your favorites. As you can see, I've added euro dollar, pound dollar, and a few other bits and bobs. And then if you change this top menu to favorites, it'll show all your favorites. So you've got all your stocks and shares, forex, your crypto, and your gold and silver. everything you favorited. So that's the trading platform for TSG Brokers. There you go. So if you're looking for brokers, maybe have a look at TSG Brokers and see what you think. Thanks for watching. If you like videos like this, leave a comment below with the word broker, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.